Yeah, recording 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, I got some headphones. Right, they're Bluetooth headphones. Really nice. Paid hardly any money for them. Nice gold, like plated color. Look, I broke it. I've had to put sellotape on it. That's why if you watch the other videos, I'm sitting there with the thing on, and I'm looking like a donkey dick, and probably people are thinking, "What the fuck's he wearing them for? He looks like a rabbit with a bad ear." So anyway, I'm just gonna take these off. Take these off. Try not to break the sellotape. There we go. Da-da. See, that's my good side. That's what I always do. Like, and then like, So any like this is the thing online. Like, you gotta meet people, dude. You just can't judge people from pictures because some people on pictures look better than they look like in real life. Some people look better in real life than the pictures. But if you want to know what somebody looks like, the number one thing you want to do is to meet them. I always say that if you're going to chat with me, right, minimum I want a telephone number, right? Find me on WhatsApp, right, and then we can chat, and then at some point arrange a video chat, and then at some point down the line, actually to meet up. I've done that many, many times with many people over the last 7 years, running my talent agency, Swipe Jagger. And as I described earlier in last video, lots of things happened that got in the way. It's a miracle that I did it for 7 years. I still don't even know why I kept doing it because my business partner and me fell out. Right, she was doing the jobs of 5 people. I couldn't run the company by myself. I couldn't find someone to replace her, so I killed it. I went through a year depression. I sat in my little bedroom for a year, right, depressed, hardly ever leaving the room, just to go to the toilet and eat occasionally. And I was in a funk, bad, 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 horrible dark depression for a year because my business had died and it killed me. Now, at some point, I started to think about bringing it back to life one day. Just like, this is the thing about depression. I always tell the people that suffer from chronic depression, I say, look, have you found that at times in your life you're not depressed? They say, yeah. I say, but you're depressed now. Oh, yeah, I'm suicidal. I say, how long you felt that way? 6 months? And I say to them, well, look, it might be 4 years, but if you hold on long enough, it will go. It will go. I mean, I had a nervous breakdown when I was in my 30s, and I was not working and mentally unstable like anything. So I got the nickname Chopper. I was off the chain mad. And I had a complete breakdown, and that's when my bipolar disorder kicked in and my schizophrenia went mad. No, the schizophrenia came later, and that was drug induced. That's another. I'll tell you another story about some of the drugs I did. I used to be a tester for a legal high company, the biggest legal high company in Milton Keynes. I was their number one tester. I'll talk about that some other time. Anyway, so what was I talking about? I don't know. I completely forgot. Anyway, I'm going to do this video because I feel like chatting, and it's important. I'm running a business. I need to get people's attention. So Heavy Duty Bad Boy is legit, right? It is there. We got the logo. We got the design. In fact, we got various logos. I have a graphics design director that was working for me when I was running Swag Jagger, and he's still with me. In fact, I was on the phone to him earlier. Alex Ballard, love you. DJ Ali B. So if any of you like bounce, check out DJ Ali B. He's on TikTok. You can find him on Facebook or Alex Ballard, and you can check out some of his amazing sets. Um, at one point with the talent agency, when I was running it, I organised for Alex Ballard to live out his dream. His dream was always to be on the radio. So I hooked up with a Scottish radio station, a multi-award winning charity radio station in Scotland. And I got my mate to do some professional production on this guy's set, right? We sent it back to Alex. Alex listened to it and said, that doesn't sound like me. And we said, well, it's properly produced by a proper producer. That's why it sounds amazing. We gave it to the DJ. right? We're all sitting there waiting for the clock to tick, and then eventually the clock ticks 8, and guess what? The song come on live on the radio. No, a whole set, an hour set, and we all sat there, all in independent places, but all talking to each other on the phone, and it made his year, you know, to hear himself on the radio, and all the listeners, no joke, loads of people were calling in straight away saying, "Who is that guy? Can we have him again?" So I can't remember who the charity was. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I want to talk about Swag Jagger. So I've gone for this depression. I've fallen out with my best mate at the time. I'm not joking. All my best mates have been women. I'm very woman. I'm a very woman orientated person. I've always said to my partners that I've been with, and I haven't had many in the last 25 years, I only had two, but each of them, I said to them that you need to make peace with the fact that I've got a gay best mate and all my best mates currently are women. All right, and that means I'm going to be going to spend time with them and be hanging around the houses, maybe even staying over. But you got to understand, I do not fuck about. I do not cheat. I'm loyal to a T, and they believed me and they trusted me, and I never broke that trust. I was faithful to Georgina for 5 years, and I was faithful to Justina for 15 years. All right. Was I tempted at any point? Come on, man. I'm a man, right? I have a dick. I have a sex drive like a motherfucker. Well, not anymore. Although it's kind of coming back now. I'm on these testosterone tablets. Oi, oi, my test. So I'm getting interested in women again. That's how I can tell the tablets are working. Because before I was on the tablets, I was not interested in going on dating sites and talking to women at all because I had no sex drive. It's the thing is, sex drive is really important because if a man doesn't have a sex drive, he's not chasing women. And if he's not chasing women, that means the species are not having babies. And if we're not having babies, then that means our species is going to die. So you think about it, biologically speaking, really, although it's annoying to a lot of women that men are like constantly like trying to have sex with them, men are biologically primed to do this. If you look at all the biology and all the science that looks at why men are men and women are the way they are, there's clear data and definitions that explain the differences between the two species. A man is a man, a woman is a woman, a gay guy is a gay guy, a lesbian is a lesbian, bisexual is bisexual, trans is trans. It's the world is developing, the human race is developing, everything's changing. It's called evolution, folks. So, welcome to the world. So, if you think we live in a strange world, we've always lived in a strange world. The world has always been strange, even back in prehistoric times when we just had dinosaurs. How strange is that? Huh? Dinosaurs roaming the earth with no humans? How weird. Except the old caveman here or there, being eaten by Tyrannosaurus Rex, my most favourite like dinosaur. Or when I first saw that in Jurassic Park on the big screen in the cinema for the first time, I shouted out, "That's a fucking dinosaur!" I love Jurassic Park, amazing movie, and I saw that when it first came out of the cinema, brilliant. So Swag Jagger, imagine. So I've had this depression for a year. I started to think about maybe running a charity, so I developed Swag Jagger Mentoring. I got all the logos and designs, but I couldn't figure out like what to do. The juice had run out. I call it the juice. So at the minute, my juices are really flowing, and that's one of the reasons I'm getting on my social media. And when getting on my social media, that means I'm getting busy sorting out this, that, and the other with my businesses, because setting up businesses takes a lot of planning. There's a lot of things that you got to do, and also I don't borrow in money from investors, so I pay for everything myself, and my money is not high at the moment. It's enough to live on. I'm very comfortable. I'm very happy, but I have to save up to invest in the business, and that's fine. I don't mind doing that because that means I'm not in debt to the bank, and if the business goes bust, we don't have to go bankrupt and end up with a massive debt. So that's why. But Swag Jagger has been really, really difficult because so many things have happened, and I've brought it back to life so many times. But it's dead now. I've made peace with it. Made Swag Jagger rest. But I'm in the process of selling it, so I'm going to be going on LinkedIn looking for investors. Anyone wants to buy my last business that I had, Swag Jagger, let me know. Love you all. Thanks for listening. Peace.